Hello. So if you're wondering why I'm sat down on the floor with a nice car behind me, I'm going to speak in this video about something that happened with the customer service. So I know everyone's saying, Ross, stop moaning about Guernsey, stop moaning about customer service, how bad it is. In this video, I'm going to balance it out and I'm going to talk about maybe something slightly different. It is about customer service, but it may not be what you think I'm going to say. Just telling you a little bit of background, I used to have a Ford Transit van, which I know many of you know I had, and I did a lot of drive-alongs in that van, and I spoke about it quite a lot. It was quite a big van if you're driving around the island. Well, now things have changed. I've had to get rid of the van. It basically just hasn't got enough seating. I decided to trade my van in, which was fine. I went to a few places and I got the best price I could for it, and I quite like Fords, so I went down to our local Ford dealership called Tross Ford. It's moved location a little while ago. It's now down by Ball Avenue down there. Bear in mind, I hadn't bought a car for quite some time, not from a garage, not for quite a decent amount of money. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I don't really expect a lot from customer service, a lot of places in general. I know some places are fine, but in general, I won't go into it, but just yesterday I was horrified the service I had somewhere, but I'm not going to name that business, I'm not going to say who it was. But believe me, and if you live in Guernsey, you'll probably know what I mean. I know it's maybe the same wherever you live, but I tend to think here's not good. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the service I had, the customer service I received from Tross Ford. So you can see I purchased the car, it's behind me. Really pleased with it. Great car, a little Ford Fiesta. Now, it wasn't completely a smooth transition, but it wasn't Tross Ford's fault at all. And what I want to do is speak about how they handled it. Because I used to work in a garage doing the job. I was a car salesman and I worked in the garage before that, so I know the difficulties and I know what can happen when you sell cars, and I know things do happen. So I originally went down to Tross Ford and they gave me a price for my van to trade it in. I tried a few places like you do, and I got quite a bit. I was offered quite a bit more from another garage that specialises in vans, which was fine. So I decided to trade my van into another garage for cash. Then I went down to Tross Ford down Ball Avenue, dealt with a salesman down there, and I said I was looking for a Ford Fiesta, something similar to what I've got behind there. So I was shown a Fiesta which I really liked. It was quite new, it's 3 years old. They hold their value quite well, the Fords. So I'm always surprised how much they cost, but that is what they cost. I think it was £13,500, the Ford Fiesta I was looking at. 3 years old, immaculate condition. I think it's from Jersey. That was the one I wanted. Also made sure that the guy buying my van still wanted it, which he did. So I went down and it was all confirmed. Then I think it was a few days before I was meant to go and pick my new car up, the salesman phoned me and said that they'd found a chip on the windscreen of the car I was going to buy, the used Fiesta, 3 years old. I think they probably found it when they were getting valeting it for me, ready to pick up. And he said it was just a courtesy call. He left a message on my voicemail saying that the car is still safe to drive. However, they have seen the 2 chips on the windscreen, which I must admit I hadn't seen when I looked at it, and I could still pick it up the same time we had arranged. However, they would order a new windscreen for me. When it arrived, they would give me a loan car and replace the screen. Then that's all fine. So I said, yeah, okay, that's fine. I know that was really good. They couldn't do anything more than that. It wasn't their fault the screen was chipped. They've done the best they can. They said they'd buy a replacement screen. and yeah, couldn't do any more. So I was pleased with that. Then I think it was maybe a day before I was meant to pick the car up, or it might have been a few days before I picked the car up. I had an email from the salesman again at Tross Ford saying actually that the screen, the chip had progressed and it split down the screen, which I know they can do. They can, if you've ever had a crack in your windscreen, it can travel, and they can end up being quite big. So he said, look, it's actually not safe for you to take. So he apologised and said that I could keep the loan car I was in, because what had actually happened is I got rid of my van by then, but obviously because there was a problem with the cars buying, Tross Ford give me a loan car. So I was in a loan car, which was brilliant. I was really pleased they gave me a loan car, and they said stay in the loan car you're in, and don't pick the car up when we arranged, just keep it, and we're going to keep your car here. We're going to fit the new screen, and you can pick it up next week, but obviously stay in the loan car. I was thinking, like, again, this isn't their fault. The screen has split on the car I'm buying, and there's been no issues. They've been really good with it. They're going to replace everything, and it's one of those things. It does happen. So they give me my loan car was a Ford Fiesta. It's ST line, it's called. So it was basically a bit of a sportier version than the Fiesta I was going to buy, and I really liked it. And they look a bit more sporty, as you can see. They look quite nice, a bit lowered suspension, a bit stiff. They're just a bit more sporty. I thought actually I prefer this car than the one I'm going to buy, the one with the cracked screen. So I went back and I said, look, I actually prefer the car. I mean, have you got any used cars like this? And they did. They had this white one behind me. I ended up, and it was more money. It was about it's about £1,500 more, but reduced the price down a bit. So it ended up, this one was 14.5, and one I was going to buy was 13.5. So it's £1,000 more, but it's a higher spec. I get that. Really nice, immaculate condition. I said, actually, do you mind if I just go for this one instead of the cracked screen one? And they were absolutely fine, obviously, because they needed to replace the screen anyway on that car to sell it. So I went for this one. And just the point of the video is that all through these issues, I can't fault any of the service I had. It was really good, and I wasn't down there to purposely look at the customer service. Okay, so I wasn't down there trying to do a video or anything, and I wasn't even going to do a video. But I thought, I've done a few videos in the past which weren't great, and I want to show that actually there is really good service here. So for all the issues I had with the car, the new car I was going to buy, there was very good communication. The salesman kept me informed all the time. He called me, he emailed me, and when I went to see them down there, they were very good. They spoke to me, it was like you were speaking to a real human being. They understood everything. They were very, very good. So we come to a deal. I went and purchased this one behind me. Very good. I met the sales manager down there, very friendly. I felt he couldn't do enough for me, and it was lovely. It was lovely, and I tell you what, it was lovely because I'm not used to having this service lately. I've been so disappointed, and I've told you so much in the past about this sort of stuff. I went down there, I picked this car up, loved it. Then on the way to work a few days ago, I went to wind down because it's electric windows, obviously, and I went to wind it down, and the button just broke off in my hand. And I looked, and it looked like it had broken previously and been glued. So it just fell apart. It was just cracked, and it looked awful. So I thought, oh no, I've only had this car like a few days. So I thought, this is all I need. So I don't know where I stand about this. So I went down there, and obviously you're sort of ready for problems. I was thinking, like, I don't know what they're going to say, but I've learned not to expect anything from anyone. I went down there, and I walked into the sales office, and I just explained that the clip had broke, the switch had broke, you know, the little lever to do the windows. And he said, okay, come out. There was no questions asked. He said, yeah, we'll get your whole replacement, buttons, the lot. Obviously, you've only had the car a short amount of time, no problem. Went over to the service, they took a picture, service reception took a picture, yep, be on order, blah, blah. The same day they called me and said, it's ready, we've got the part, and just let us know when you want to come in, we'll fit it. And, you know, it happened so quick that it was all done in the same day. And I just said, I thought, like, it's just so good, you couldn't ask for better service. And I'm not trying to big them up, but I think, you know, when places do that, they deserve recognition for it. You know, it could have gone like, oh, well, you can't get the part, it's going to be 3 weeks, or actually, you know, you bought that, you're going to have to pay for that, it's not under warranty, blah, blah, blah. There's no questions asked, just done. And I've got to phone them up, and it's going in to be fitted. And I've got the confidence now that if I get any other issues with the car, that I can just go back and you deal with them with a human being, and they're quite reasonable. And that, having that feeling about your garage, is worth every single penny you pay them. Having the confidence that, you know, you're not dealing with someone that's being a bit snidey, or, you know what I mean, how some places can be. They just seem very transparent, very upfront, and nothing was too much of a problem. You know, they couldn't do enough for me. And I think that there's a big lack in Guernsey with this sort of customer service. I think if you treat the customer honestly and talk to them like a human being, you're going to get repeat business. You're going to get people like me doing videos like this. Also, I've told quite a lot of people about the good service I've had at Tross Ford, and that is something that all the money in marketing can't buy. Word of mouth is very, very powerful. So if you have experienced very good service somewhere, let me know in the comments. Even if you've got a good experience, Tross Ford over here or anywhere you live, let me know. It's a good feeling, isn't it? It's a really good feeling to know that someone's actually trying to help you. I'll see you next time.